and welcome into the program. Thanks for checking us out this afternoon as we roll along. We're getting closer and closer to football season. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, will be the heart of SEC media days, ACC kickoff, whatever the hell it is they do in the Pac 12, whatever they do in the Big Ten, or insert your favorite conference here. I think the Sun Belt is getting their stuff underway next week, too. If you fans of Coastal Carolina, who some people call the second best team here in the state of South Carolina. I don't know. I don't know. Just throwing shots there. By the way, thanks to everyone watching on YouTube today. You guys are awesome. Folks on Facebook and the folks on Twitter over there at Rob Sounds Good. Subscribe to the channel, the at Carolina Jackpot on YouTube. Let me get the subscriber base up. It's going to be a hell of a football season. All right, so I could sit here today and I could do a show that's going to be cookie cutter, like a lot of what folks are doing today, where they're going to tell you that there's sources within the SEC saying, "Oh, we're not going to expand. We want to keep our current team cap at 16." And I could do a show about that, and we could kind of beat to death some of the same stuff that we've been talking about for X amount of time. But the reality is, to be completely honest, I'm pretty sick of it. I'm tired of talking about expansion. I'm tired of talking about it. It's at a point now where there really isn't anything else to say. These teams are going to move around. What's Notre Dame going to do? They don't have to tell us anything. What's the ACC going to do? They don't have to tell us anything. And then, to be completely honest, I think we're taking away from the college football season that is coming up. Everybody's more worried about what's going to happen 3 years from now than they are about the season that we've got right now. So I thought today I would take a little bit and I would go over some of the stuff that happened from Phil Steele releasing his top 40. Now, apparently, according to what I'm reading here, is that 86% of the people that are in the past 9 seasons that are listed in his preseason rankings have reached bowl eligibility. So there's that. Okay. But I thought I'd go over some of these because some of these make sense and some of them don't. And as always, we'll take calls in just a moment. But a couple of things that hit me right off the bat. At number 36 is the Arkansas Razorbacks. Number 35 is the Kentucky Wildcats. When I look at that, I automatically think, what is the deal with them being ranked 36th and 35th? I mean, I don't know what's going on there with all that. I think that most people think more of Kentucky and Arkansas than that. I was kind of shocked by that. All right. But on the other hand, when I really stop and look at it, the teams that are ranked above them, everybody's got kind of a love affair with Arkansas with KJ Jefferson, and Lord knows Kentucky fans have been talking about Will Levis forever. But above them at 33 in his poll are the Louisville Cardinals, a team that sucked hind tit last year. The same thing goes for the Florida Gators. The Gators were like, what, the fourth best team in the state last year? They're ranked ahead of Arkansas and Kentucky. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, everybody loves Malik Cunningham in the ACC. For some reason, they still love Scott Satterfield. I don't know why. But they think that, or at least Phil Steele thinks, they're going to be pretty good. At least have a chance to become bowl eligible. So there's that. All right. So then we look at it. We move up to number 27. And that's the Tennessee Volunteers. The comrade joins the show in the chat room and he goes, "Real talk, look at the Gamecock football schedule. Where do you see a loss? I can't find it." You might start the season 1-2. Please. I know that this is the time of the year that this is generally your favorite time of the year with baseball and everything else. And as always, Gamecock football season gets here and you're like a mosquito in July. You're buzzing around and then by October you're gone. So, yeah, you may go 1-2 to start the season. Anyway, Tennessee's at 27 according to the fine folks at Phil Steele's Big College Football magazine. Then we move into the top 25. He's got BYU at 26. Lots of people like BYU, but he's got him at 26. Cincinnati's at 25. Then it gets interesting. Wake Forest at 24. I can't remember the last time I remember Wake Forest being ranked in back-to-back seasons where they started out this high. You've also got Michigan State at 23. When we look at some of the other teams that are interesting here, Texas is at 18, UCF is at 17. Then they've got Southern Cal at 16. Is anybody buying Southern Cal? Are we at the point now where we look at Southern Cal and we think, man, that's a football power there? Not so much. All right, moving along. NC State is at 13 in his rankings. They're 8th in the 247 sports rankings. I don't think NC State's going to be that good. JT Seltsam says, I think they forgot that one in front of that 33 for Louisville. You might be right about that. The Miami Hurricanes at number 12. What has Miami done to be ranked that high? I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not. Then we move into, they've got Pitt at number 11. Look, Pitt last season was great. Won the ACC championship. But to be ranked 11th, yeah, I'm not really buying that. That's a little bit high. At 10, they got the Oregon Ducks. At 9, Texas A&M. When are we going to stop, believing the lies we've been getting with Texas A&M pretty much every season? It comes down to the same thing every year, it seems like. They go 8-4, 9-1 during the COVID year, whatever it is. Last year they duck Wake Forest in a bowl game. Not feeling Texas A&M at 9 in the country right now. Oklahoma at 8. I think that's too high. Brand new system in there. They're not going to be chucking it up and down the field, I wouldn't think, under Coach Venables, but we shall see upon that. Notre Dame's at 7. They traditionally finish inside the top 11 every year. That's probably where they'll finish up. Utah's at 6. Michigan's at 5. Lots of love for Michigan at 5 there. Followed by Clemson at 4, and we've talked about Clemson for a lot here. It all boils down, in my opinion, to I think they're with Kobe Pace and the other young man at running back whose name slips my mind. They're going to be fine on the running portion of the team. Can they get passes down the field? We'll see on that. Also, Georgia's at number 3. And it says Steele credits Georgia as being one of the three teams best equipped to be the last standing this fall because of its talent level. Are the defending national champions underrated a bit this summer? They've been properly slotted behind 2 heavyweights with fewer holes coming out of the draft. Might be a little bit of both. Look, is there going to be an adjustment schedule for Georgia? Yes, but they play in the SEC easy. They should roll right through it. I don't see a game where they're not going to be favored by they should be favored by 16 points or more in every game they play this season. I mean, I truly believe that. I don't see anybody hanging with them. So Tennessee and their fluke offense, gimmick offense, they may hang around for a little bit, but I don't see that happening. Ohio State at number 2. That's interesting as well. And then number one, of course, is Alabama. When I sit back and look at that, the names, the things that stick out to me the most are Kentucky and Arkansas being ranked lower, and Louisville and Florida being ranked higher. I mean, you've got Billy Napier pinning letters to the fan base in July, basically laying the foundation to, yeah, we may not be quite what we should be. I don't know at this point. I really don't. And that's the best part about this portion of the season. It truly is the talking season. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines now. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Jetmec says, I predict limp-wristed Saban loses control and Bama implodes this year. You know, that's one of those things when you really start to think about it. Saban is what? He's 71, 72. I don't know how old he is. I mean, he's definitely up there in age. And we're at a point now where we're looking at it from a perspective of the run has to end at some point, right? I mean, how long till they drop off? Dakota says no yawning. Yeah, I don't know why I was yawning like that. I got some rest last night. Jetmec says he's gotten soft. I could buy into that too. I just think that eventually that's going to happen where it's going to hit us in the face and it's going to be very, very abrupt. We're going to look at Alabama and think, oh, they're going to win 11 games and then they win 8. And then the talk's going to be who's going to be the next head coach at Alabama, because winning 8 games at Alabama is not the goal. Having an off season like that, nope, that's not the goal. All right, 803-470-2905. Papa B says, wait until Saban unleashes on the officials and embarrasses their family at home watching on television. I mean, doesn't Alabama pretty much run the SEC officials? I mean, we've talked about that before. I don't know where to go with all that. Anyway, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Dakota says Lane Kiffin makes the most sense to take over at Alabama. Yeah. You know, Alabama fans will tell you that they think Dabo Swinney's going to be the guy. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know. Nick Saban may coach till he's 100 too. Remember, this is the guy that had like hip replacement and like went back to work not too long after that. I agree with Daddy-O. We'll highlight that comment. Next coach at Bama will be a failure. Hardest thing in sports is to follow the GOAT. Yeah. Who wants that job too, by the way? Think about it. Do you want to be the guy that follows Nick Saban? I don't want that job. I mean, you want to be the guy that comes in there and lights the world on fire, but not trying to carry on the burden of that program. That's real. I mean, because that's what that is. Winning 9 games there is not enough. Winning 9 games there will get you fired. Whereas winning 9 games at Mizzou may get you an extension. Okay? We're at the point now where Alabama thinks every year that they're the absolute best ever because Nick Saban has them spoiled. The year that LSU won the national title and Alabama went like what, 10-2, something like that, they were still pissed. JT Seltzer says SI has Pitt at number 11. I don't see how that can be losing Addison and Pickett. And they lost their offensive coordinator, which their offense was pretty good. When you lose all of that, it eventually will come back to get you. I don't understand how they're at 11 either. They talk about Kadon Slovis, but he led a Southern Cal team that wasn't very good last year. How many games does Southern Cal win? They weren't very good. I don't know how much he played last year, but it wasn't like he was lighting the world on fire. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. As we roll along here, Baylor man says, I bet West Virginia covers week 1. They might. They might. By the way, a note came across that I thought I'd share with you for a moment. Look for a decision on the Deshaun Watson saga about the week of the 25th. That's probably when it's going to happen, because the NFLPA briefing is due today in the Watson case, and then basically it'll go to a judge then, and her name is Judge Robinson, and she'll make a decision and prepare, of course, her ruling. And then we'll figure out, they pretty much got all this set up behind the scenes here, how much time he's going to be suspended. It's basically, I think what they're going to say is that it's going to be 8 games. They will go back and appeal it and then send it down to 4. Papa B says Watson was cleared in his book when the grand jury no-billed it. Look, I think that the stuff with Watson, we kind of talked about this before, some creepy stuff with what happened with the Instagram posts and things like that. Very predatory like behavior, in my opinion. I guess that's the word I can use. I won't use predatory, let's use sleazy. I have a lot of money. I see a woman online that is pretty and she's a massage therapist. I'm going to pay her to come be my quote unquote massage therapist and do things with her. 66 massage therapists in 2 months. The guy's got a problem. I mean, it's on record from his attorney. That's how many he had. Think about that. In a 60-day period, he had 66 different massage therapists. I mean, really? And all of them were beautiful women. We've gotten on the 24 women that are out there. We've seen pictures of all of them, and all of them are pretty women. He was going after beautiful women that were massage therapists. And it ended up, I think what, 22 of the 24 settled with him out of court. So you got 2 left. And I think they'll go into negotiations, and that'll probably go away too. Gonna cost him a lot of money, but it's tarnished his image. He's not the All-American boy anymore. All right, 803-470-2905. Mayhem Matthews says it takes a team to be good. Slavis may be 3 times better at Pitt because he has a team built around him, unlike at Southern Cal. Well, you missed the other thing where they lost the Biletnikoff Award winner and they lost the offensive coordinator who was really good at Pitt. I don't know much about the new offensive coordinator. They might be great. But from what we know now, are you going to put your eggs in that Pitt basket? Pitt won't be tested until, they start the season with West Virginia. So, yeah, it's a pretty good non-conference schedule for Pitt. West Virginia and Tennessee. Interesting. Jordan Online says, to be fair, I think Spencer Rattler's in a more stable situation at South Carolina, less turmoil, and a coaching staff that's backing him fully could do him good. Yeah, because let's be honest, after what we watched last season, he is the absolute best option at quarterback for South Carolina. If he gets injured, I think he's the difference in the Gamecocks' 3 wins, maybe. I think he's worth that for South Carolina, in my opinion. So he doesn't have anybody chasing him. I don't know. Maybe that's something that will hinder him as far as his competitive ability. Hey, knowing if I don't do well, that someone will replace me. Maybe that's in the mix. I don't know. We shall see on that front. Good point there. You can't be running for your life with no offensive line. Last year, South Carolina went through a lot of QBs and eventually had to use a wide receiver. Got to protect your quarterback. Yeah, you're right. There's a reason that Alabama and Georgia were two of the best teams in college football last year. A lot of that had to do with the fact that they had some of the best offensive lines. If you don't have a good offensive line, you're going to have a problem. And, it's kind of interesting too when you look at a team like Clemson. Clemson doesn't really, they haven't had offensive linemen that have gotten drafted. They really haven't. Had John Simpson a couple of years ago. He's a starting guard for the Oakland Raiders right now, or Los Angeles Raiders. I forgot. They went and moved around. But generally, the offensive linemen just aren't there. And yet Clemson's able to win games with subpar offensive line. Mayhem Matthews says, be honest, Rob. Nobody knew who Addison was till he won the award. He was the best receiver in college football. I didn't vote for it. He won the award for the best receiver in college football. Mayhem Matthew, just because you don't know about him because you've got your head stuck up the Georgia train, this guy was outstanding. Go and watch Jordan Addison. That guy can get after it. So I don't understand. You got to stop watching just Georgia videos, my friend. There are other teams that are out there that have players on them. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. He was good as a freshman. I've got his numbers here. I'll pull them up really quick here. So let's look at this. Jordan Addison. Here we go. Pulling up his stats right now. Here we go. Jordan Addison. So his freshman year, he caught 60 passes for 666 yards and 4 touchdowns. Blossomed in his sophomore year, 100 catches for almost 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns. So, yeah, the guy can get after it. The guy can definitely get after it. There is a story, though, according to Pittsburgh Sports Now, where he's pissed over broken promises. Addison's reportedly been pissed in recent weeks because of unspecified broken promises not being followed through with. On3 national recruiting analyst Jerry Hamilton says the decision for Pitt's Biletnikoff Award winner to transfer after 2 excellent seasons with the school was met with much discussion, especially since Adams was already being projected as a first-round selection. Yeah, he's going to be a first-round pick in the NFL draft, but yeah, nobody knows about it. Addison told reporters, I was looking for a great coach and a good football opportunity. I'm still trying to figure myself out on what I want to do. I feel like I've got a great opportunity to do that where I'm at now. So, yeah, but apparently he's upset with some of the things that have been said to him. We shall see. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. He was a preseason All-ACC player last season, Mayhem Matthew. So, I mean, he was on the radar there. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that in one of our chats here there, Jordan. You're probably right about that. He was really good for Pitt. And if he's got somebody that can throw him the ball, he's gonna be fine. He's a very good downfield blocker too, which is something that you gotta watch a lot of film to catch, but he um he gets down the field really quickly. And a lot of times with wide receivers, and especially those diva types, because that's what wide receivers are, they will, if they'll run their route and they know it's going to be a running play. He's not like that. He goes down the field, makes plays blocking, and is going to make anyone better, to be honest. All right. Final call for calls this afternoon, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Maya Matthew says he thinks Pitt can win 8 or 9 games without him. They might. They might not, though. They do that tough non-con schedule, man. So we shall see. All right. Anyway, if you want to support the show, there's the links right there. Thanks to the folks who have been supporting the show. You guys are awesome. And we'll be back at it. We're gonna keep doing some shows here, having some fun, spinning some stuff here in the afternoons. But we're at the point now where it's almost like everybody's jacked for next week. We'll do this online too, by the way. My ACC kickoff preseason ballot, we'll do that online together. And that was fun last year. So we'll see how that works out for us as we head to Charlotte next week. All right. So appreciate you guys as always. And make sure that you hit the like button. If you guys enjoy hanging out with us, it's the best way to support the show. It's easy. Just hit the like button up there. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys then. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.